Hi, friends. You know, I've been hearing from a lot of people in my personal life, like my actual real personal in-person life, that I give great advice. And while I don't agree at all, if you were to ask me for advice, I'm going to tell you, you don't want to ask me for advice because I will tell you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm like, of course I'm going to be kind. I feel like sometimes people, when they say, oh, I'm just brutally honest, it's like code for being an ass. That's not me. But if you ask me a direct question and then I tell you, you don't want to hear what I have to say, you're not going to agree with it, you're not going to like it, and you still press me about it, please do not get your feelings hurt. So rather than losing friendships, like I've been doing, I am just going to answer some of these questions. I have like these little hairs that are just not cooperating and it's driving me crazy, but I'm trying not to focus on that because the focus should be on answering these questions, which I have for you right now. Grab your drink, put on your jammies, get comfortable. This is a safe space. If you have any questions or if listening to these questions in any way sparks something in you, please comment down below. Let me know what questions you have. I'm happy to help. Oh, introductions. My name is Santara. Hello. This is supposed to be like big cousin advice. Like some things I feel like you can ask your big cousin that you can't ask anyone else. I've never had siblings, so I don't know. I only know what it's like to be a big cousin, so that's what I am to you. Consider this big cousin chat. If I was really good at editing or cared or had an editor, imagine that there's like a rainbow, like big cousin chat with like glitter. We'll get there eventually, not today. First question, how do you know if it's time to cut a parent off or if you're just reacting emotionally? How do you know if it's time? I mean, I feel like if you're asking that question, it's probably time. I feel like if you thought to yourself, I should ask a stranger, how do I know if it's time to cut off my parent? I think you know your answer. It's hard, it's not an easy answer, but I think you know. I think if you were just reacting emotionally, you would have hit that block button and not felt the need to reach out or like ask or confirm that the feeling of wanting or needing to cut off a parent is valid. Like if you're seeking validation for something, you know the answer. Okay. Number 2. Can someone explain how you stop hoping your parent will finally become the person you needed? That's a tough one because it's like, I don't think it's something that you ever really get over. I think as kids, we all want, like when I say kids, I mean like children. Like if you have a parent, you're a child. Even if you're adult, even if you are currently an adult, you are a child. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have a parent, you're always gonna be the baby. Even if you're 55 years old and your parents are 75, you're gonna be the baby because you're the baby. And so I think that like it's really hard. There's really no way to stop hoping that your parent can finally become who you needed. I think it's just about giving yourself the emotional space to recognize it, acknowledge that that is the reality. I feel like living in the fantasy keeps you in the fantasy longer. So the faster that you can acknowledge your reality, even if it's just a matter of saying out loud, you know, my dad is not the person that I wished he was. That's it. And then just let yourself feel whatever emotions you need to feel. If you're sad, if you're mad, if you're happy, if you're relieved, whatever emotion comes up when you confirm out loud, you just have to let yourself feel it. The only way to really heal from that, I don't think it ever really goes away, you know, but the only way to really heal from it or heal with it, I think would be better. Because healing from it sounds like you're removing yourself, you're detaching yourself from the situation. But healing with it, I feel like is more accurate, especially because like it never really leaves you, you know, you kind of just adjust and move on. Yeah, that's a tough one. Let yourself feel things, I guess is my answer. Let yourself feel all of the things. If you're mad, if you're happy, if you're sad, if you're scared, if you want to cry and scream and whatever, find a good support system. If you don't have one, I'm here for you. I'm posting videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, okay? But it's just one of those things that it's kind of like exposure therapy. Like the more that you acknowledge it and the more that you allow yourself to feel how you feel about it, I feel like the easier it's gonna be to let yourself release that image that you have of your parent or even your spouse or an aunt or a guardian or whomever it is. I really think that just allowing yourself to sit with the uncomfortable emotions that you have about the grief that you feel surrounding like who you wish that they turned into is the best way to kind of resolve that within yourself. Hey, would you leave someone you love if they kept hurting you unintentionally? That is a really good question because I feel like intention is like, we put so much emphasis on intention, like, oh, I didn't mean to, oh, well, I'm sorry if I did. Like, no, okay, give people grace, right? Because sometimes people do things unintentionally, and this is in no way me saying, oh, if someone wrongs you have to cut them off immediately, because like that's not how to live. Like, you can't maintain relationships with that mindset, you know? But also at a certain point, I feel like if they continue to hurt you in the same way, it's no longer unintentional, it's carelessness. That is neglect, and that is hurting you. So, you know, like in baseball, the 3-strike rule. Do I really have a 3-strike rule? That's why I hesitated, because I was like, do I really have a 3-strike rule? Let me think for a second, because I don't know if I have a 3-strike rule. I think I have a 2-strike rule. Like, it also depends on the relationship. Like, of course, with intimate partners or like one of my really close friends, obviously, you know what? No, fuck that. Because if you keep hurting me over and over again in the same way, and I keep reminding you the same way, it's intentional. Like, unless it's like something small where it's like a pet peeve of yours, I don't think that's what we're talking about. I think this person is saying like, maybe not cheating, but maybe weight loss is really popular right now. So maybe your weight is something that you've struggled with, and your partner is always like making little jabs, like, oh, you're gonna eat all that? Oh, you're gonna finish that piece of cake? And like little stuff like that. And you've already told them, hey, that's hurtful, and they keep doing it. That's intentional. That's not whatever excuse they have. Oh, my parents, oh, it's how I grew up, whatever. I'm like, what is this? What is happening? Anyways, yeah, I think that if someone is hurting you unintentionally, if they loved you, they would change the behavior, point blank. You can love them as much as you want to. If they truly loved you back, they would alter the behavior that is hurting you. End of story. Okay, how long do you fight for a relationship before accepting it's over? I mean, I guess that's like, how long do you want to fight? Like, what? I would need more context, because like, what's the scenario? Like, the way that I see it, if you're boyfriend and girlfriend and you're like fighting really hard to keep the relationship together, cut that shit out. Cut it out. If you have no kids and you are just dating, maybe even you're living together, I don't agree with that, but you do you, and you're fighting to keep the relationship together, why are you fighting with your boyfriend? Why are you fighting with your girlfriend to keep the relationship together? You should not be fighting your significant other for the relationship. Like, it shouldn't be that hard. When you're dating, it should be fun and easy. That's what dating is. If you're dating someone and it's hard and you feel like you have to fight for the relationship, no, you don't. Dump them. Now, if they are your spouse and you love them and you're going through a really hard time, but like the 80-20 rule, like if 80% of the time things are really, really good, but 20% things are really stressful, maybe you just moved, maybe someone lost a job, maybe someone got sick, like things happen. And I feel like that is when, for me personally, that's when I really have to tap into my vows and say, in sickness and in health, for richer and for poor, for better or for worse. And I really meant that shit when I said it. And if you didn't mean that, or if your partner didn't mean that, there's nothing you can do. Both people have to fight for it equally in order for it to work. If one person is like giving their all and the other person is like, oh, well, and like half-assing it, it's never gonna work. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how hard you try. It doesn't matter how hard you fight. Both people have to be fighting together just as hard in order for things to work, in order to get through the tough times. Because like, life is gonna life. You can't always expect everything to be sunshine and rainbows, obviously. But if we're talking about fighting for a relationship before accepting it's over, first of all, that should not be your boyfriend or girlfriend. If you're fighting to keep your boyfriend or girlfriend, cut them loose. Get them out of your life. You don't need them, okay? What are we doing? You are too young and beautiful to be fighting over a man. Are we serious? Are we for real right now? Your partner should worship the ground that you walk on, okay? Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying to you? They should worship you. Fighting to keep your relationship together is not, we don't do that over here, okay? If you want to fight to keep your relationship together, go over to the Pick Me Mammy channel, where you can be a pick me and a mammy, and you can fight for your man, and you can, all your life you has to fight. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do that. Me, I want to wear my matching pajama set and my Sherman, oops. Next question. I almost told you guys where I live. Next question. Okay, how do you stop confusing attention with love? You love yourself. Done. End of statement. On that note, I'm gonna have a sip of my juice. That's how you stop confusing attention with love. You give yourself the attention. You love yourself first. And I don't mean like to cut everybody off and, oh, I love myself, whatever, but like, live your life. Do what you want. I'm married, and I still make it a point to do exactly what I want to do. Love yourself first. Give yourself the attention first. So then when someone's raggedy little son is coming up to you, giving you an ounce of attention, texting you every 3 days, you're not fazed by it because you don't care, because you're busy loving yourself already, doing things that fill up your cup already. You're gonna know if someone loves you because they are also filling up your cup. When you are truly loved by someone, your cup overfloweth. Do you understand what I mean by that? It's like, and I wasn't always like this. When I first met my husband, I got really lucky. I did. I got so lucky that when I first met him, I was not confident and I did not love myself, and I wasn't putting in the effort and care and attention to love myself. But that is not the situation for everyone. And I would be remiss to get on this internet and tell you, oh, just wait for the right person to come along and they'll teach you how to love yourself, because that's bull. You have to love yourself first. You have to pour into your cup first. And when someone comes along and they truly love you, the way that you're gonna know that they love you is because your cup is so full, it's overflowing. And you're like, you get to a point where you're like, oh my gosh, I have so much love in my cup. I need to like give it to someone. I need to give it back to you. You're giving me so much love. I need to give love back to you. And it's so stupid because my husband and I end up in this like feedback loop almost of trying to love each other and trying to prefer the other person. And so like at least 90% of our arguments are literally just like, can you sit down so I can make you something nice to drink? No, you sit down because I want to make you something nice. Like, it's so ridiculous, but it's like, how lucky are we that our biggest point of contention is that one or the other person is not just sitting and accepting being loved and pampered. That's what love is. That's not just attention. That's not just, oh, you're so pretty. It's not even let me fill up your gas tank or buy you nice gifts. Love is, your stomach hurts and you're sick, I'm gonna go to the store and make you your favorite homemade soup to help you feel better. That's love. Love is, hey, I see that you've been working really extra super duper hard. Why don't we just take a nap this weekend? I know I said I wanted to go to the movies. Let's just chill. Love is preferring yourself so that you can prefer the other person. That's love. I love doing this with my nails. That's also love. These are my natural nails, by the way. No extensions, baby. I'm gonna do a nail video eventually because I'm very proud of myself. Like, look at that. I did not pay. How much do you think I paid for these nails? Realistically, real talk, if I had gotten these done in the salon, how much do you think it would have cost me? At least $100, right? Exactly. I'm getting sidetracked. Let's go back. Also, my plant. Plant! Can you tell that I like plants? Look, I got plants on the TV. That, you can't see that well, but that is a lavender leaf. I have mushrooms on the wall. I have a photo of plants that I took. I have real plants. I love plants, man. My pajamas are plants. Okay, anyways, next question. Okay. How do you end a friendship without feeling like the bad guy? The block button. Next. If you, like, girl, if you feel like you need to end the friendship, end the friendship. Block. Next. Goodbye. I blocked this one lady. I thought she was my friend. I sure did think she was my friend. I was definitely a friend to her, and she was not a friend back to me, okay? And I didn't even give her an explanation as to why I cut contact, because I truly felt like she did not deserve another ounce of my essence. Do you hear me? She did not deserve another droplet of attention from me. I blocked her. If you're a shitty friend, you know that you're a shitty friend, okay? It's one thing, like, because I can also say being on the spectrum and being like an odd duck, it has been challenging because sometimes you genuinely don't know that you did something wrong. But if you wronged someone to the point where they feel like they need to end the friendship with you, you know you're wrong. That's not an accident. An accident is like, oh, I said something insensitive and really hurt your feelings. You can have a conversation about that. If you're like, oh, I should stop talking to this person, do it. No remorse. Your life is too short. Cut a friend off. Next. The block button. That's how. Okay, why do some friendships feel like one-sided relationships? Because they are. If it feels like that, it's because it is. That's true with any relationship. Romantic, familial relationships, like friends and family, whatever, friendships. If it feels like a one-sided relationship, it's because it is. Point blank. If it feels that way, it's because it is. It's because they're not putting in the effort. So that goes back into the first question, or to the last question, cut them off. If you have a friend in your life and you feel like you are a friend to them and they are not a friend back to you, remove them. How else are you supposed to make room for people to actually love you and be your friend if this person over here is taking up all the space? They're taking up all the friendship dust, and you have no other friendship sauce to give to anybody else because this one person over here that's not even being a friend back to you, and you're gonna give them more of your attention? Absolutely not. Goodbye. Next question. How do you rebuild your confidence after someone made you question your worth? That's a good one. Let me simmer. Let me sip and let me simmer. You know, honestly, I would just have to say you have to remind yourself of like who you are. Rihanna, the whole Rihanna situation. She needs to remind herself who she is. If someone made you question your self-worth, story time. Quick story time. The teacher that I had, the acting coach that I had, that was like, oh, it's in your genetic code. That lady, yeah. So she also told me that I gave my partner nothing to work with. I worked my ass off for this scene. I gave everything that I had. She told me I gave him nothing to work with. Really? The problem is that she wanted to fuck him, if we're being so for real. Anyways, she told me that I gave him nothing to work with. And she made me walk away from that class really questioning, like, I'm not talented. I don't know what I was thinking. Moving out here to Southern California to try to pursue a career in the acting industry. I clearly don't have what it takes. This SAG teacher is telling me I don't have what it takes, so she must be right. And I'm not gonna lie, that hit to my confidence was huge. For honestly, like a month or two after that, I was really questioning myself. Like, what am I doing? I'm so lost. I don't even know where to go from here. And really, a couple of things helped, if I'm being honest. I got a win. I think I got like an audition, or like a casting director complimented me or something of that sort that was almost the exact antithesis of her feedback of me. And I was like, oh, you're a hater. The second thing is I have a really good support system. If you don't have a good support system, build one, mama. You need a support system. When they say it takes a village, that is not just about raising kids. That's about living a full life. Life is about people. Life is about people. You need a support system, okay? And the last thing is that enough time passed, and I had enough opportunities to remind myself that I really am that bitch, and fuck that lady. That's really what it was. I had enough time to say, you know what? I actually am the shit, and fuck that lady. Is she on TV right now? No. Do you have any idea who I'm talking about? No. All right then. So you clearly don't know either, ma'am. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sitting here telling me that I ain't shit. You'd be on TV on the red carpet right now with Anne Hathaway. So I think really, so there are like levels. Like, I'm really into spirituality and stuff. And there are like levels of like energy, and anger is the most base level. So they say to go from anger to happiness, instead of trying to go like from 0 to 100, you go from anger or from sadness to anger, because sadness is the bottom. That's the base. That's survival. That's your root chakra. That's why I'm like touching my stomach. Sadness lives like down here in your body, your gut, right? So when you're really depressed, that's why you want to eat, because sadness lives down here. The next level above sadness is anger. That's in here. That's when your stomach burns because you're so angry. That's right here. That's your solar plexus. That's where anger lives. If you know anything about the chakras, how it like goes up, I know technically your solar plexus is yellow, but if we're being real, this all red, I know that sadness is blue. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. What I was trying to say is, don't get sad, get angry. Don't get sad, get angry. When you're feeling sad, okay, what's another scenario where someone would make you question your self-worth? Your boyfriend just cheated on you. Your boyfriend cheated on you with some ugly hoe at that. And you're like, dang, if he cheated on me with this ugly bitch, which, okay. Then you're like questioning your self-worth, right? Don't get sad. Don't be like, oh, what did I do? Oh, I'm so sad. I don't know what to do. Like, I must be ugly. I must have done something wrong, blah, 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 blah. Get angry. Fuck him. You know what? Fuck him. Yeah, actually that part. Fuck that guy. Get angry. Don't get sad. Get angry. That is how to rebuild your confidence. You really just have to remember like, oh, right, fuck all these people. I remember. Oh, right, I remember. Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I know sometimes people are like, oh, I don't like all your swearing. I'm sorry. Sometimes I swear. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm very prim and proper and polished, especially when I am talking to kids, when I am talking to family, if I am being an ambassador for something. When I book my Princess Tiana role, you better believe I'm going to be on my P's and Q's, right? But when I'm sitting and having homegirl chat with you, and I'm sitting and trying to be real and give it to you raw. But for real, like, I cannot mentally censor myself. I don't even have any sponsors, and if I did, like, you guys are just gonna have to listen to me cuss sometimes. You don't cuss in the boardrooms. You don't cuss at home. You don't cuss. Oh, okay. So yeah, fuck them. That's how. Is it okay to quit a stable job if it's making you miserable? Now, I feel like this next section of advice should come with a disclaimer. Let me have some more juice. It's hot in here. I had to turn the AC off so you could hear me, and I'm like dying. I don't know if you can hear the jazz in the back. I tried to like create a little mood. Try to do a little 1 and a 2. Not the whole 3 and 4 though, just a 1 and a 2, okay? We're just doing 1 and 2 today. Not a whole 3 and 4, definitely not 5 and 6. 1 and 2. 1 and a 2, okay? So now, the advice I'm about to give you, be warned, is coming from a person that is not responsible for paying bills, okay? Yes, of course you should quit your job if it's making you miserable. Now, trying to think, I don't know if you know Life is Kiki here on YouTube. My friend just texted me. She's so funny. Life as Kiki on YouTube, she like talks all about a sabbatical and whatever, and she has real responsibilities. Like, I think she has a kid. She has at least one son or one child that I know of, and she has like an apartment and like responsibilities. Like, she's doing it, you know, on her own too. She's a single mom. And she talks about quitting her jobs that she hates and how she took a sabbatical. And she goes into much more detail about how to go about that when you do have responsibilities. And I don't feel like it would be responsible for me to just be like, oh yeah, girl, quit that job, you'll get another job. Cause like, I don't pay rent. So like, you know what I mean? Like my bills are like, I gotta buy wax beads. I wanna pay for hot yoga. My SAG loan, Sometimes I want to order Erewhon for lunch. You know what I mean? Like, and so if you're really thinking about this, man or woman, or in between, I would honestly say look up like people that have done that actually have responsibilities. Like I know people have gone on sabbatical and they have like mortgages and kids, or even they're living by themselves. They're like young single people living by themselves and whatever. I would do a lot more research for how they did it, but I'm always gonna side with yourself. If something is making you miserable, cut it out. Because I truly feel like when things are making you miserable, back to the whole root chakra thing and like the chakras and whatever, we can get into that later if you want. If you're interested, let me know. Because I don't know. But it's like, I really feel like if you are experiencing something that's like oppressing you so hard, it's like making you miserable. Oh yeah, down. Then like your energy is gonna be like, you know what I mean? Like, meh. I'm miserable. I hate my job. And then it's like, you know what I mean? You can't manifest greatness from this position. Right? You can't like, okay, this is me at your miserable job, at the job that's making you miserable right now. This is what you look like internally. Your spirit, this is what your spirit looks like when you're in a relationship, in a miserable job that you hate. Also, matching pajamas. In a miserable job that you hate, this is what your spirit looks like. It's literally being crushed by the weight of your misery. And I understand that you have responsibilities, but like, how can you manifest from this position? You can't do anything. You can't move. You can't, like, what can you do from this? Nothing. So if you remove yourself from that situation and now you're even just back at a neutral spot, you're not all the way down here, right? You're just neutral. Maybe you're a little stressed because you quit your job and that's stressful and you have bills, right? But from here, you can go here. You can go up. You can grow. You can think positively enough to be able to manifest your next job or manifest your next opportunity. I truly feel like you cannot want abundance while also operating from a place of lack. And continuing to stay in a job that is truly making you miserable is operating from a place of lack. Now, I am not saying quit with no backup plan, quit with no savings, quit and just fly with the wind. That is reckless. I would never tell you to do that. I am always money first, always money first. I'm money first, health second, everything else will fall into place, right? And if your money is okay, but your health isn't because you're miserable, you're gonna start taking days off because you're stressed. You're gonna start needing to take days off because you're an emotional wreck. You can't go into work. You need a mental health day. You need all of this time off from this job that's making you miserable. So now your money is fucked up anyways. That's not a solution, right? So save up, do whatever you can, do whatever research you need to do. But if you really feel like this job is making me so miserable, I can't do it, quit. You'll find a new one. Money is not real, okay? Money is not real. There is no reason why you can't create something that not even that it sparks joy or that you're passionate about, but isn't actively making your life harder. There's no reason for that. You deserve way more than that. You owe it to yourself to take care of yourself, okay? But also research. Life is Kiki, I know for sure. I watch her videos. I think she's hilarious. I think she's so real. I think if you like my channel, you would definitely like her channel 100%. But as far as if you should or if it's okay to, never ask permission. I don't ask permission for stuff. I say sorry. I'll apologize, but who do I look like asking somebody for permission for something? This is my life. Permission? Don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. For real. Okay, how do you stop feeling behind when everyone else around you seems successful? Go outside. These people are lying. They're lying to you. The fitness influencers, the beauty influencers, that one guy who had a job. You know what I'm talking about? This guy, he had a job. He has like a beard and he's like kind of thin. And I'm gonna say he lives in like Colorado or something for some reason. He gives off like middle America vibes, you know what I mean? He had a regular corporate job and then he was like making videos, like he was like content creating about his regular corporate 9-to-5 job. but then secretly quit his job, but was still making content at his job, except for now it's a fake job because he quit his real job because he was content creating. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so he's lying. Everyone is lying. That's how. It's hard for me too, especially as an actor girl, especially as a light-skinned Black girl actor. Every time I see Zendaya, I am both like so, I admire her so much. She is incredible. But I also want to be her because I'm like, you book all the roles. Like, Hollywood, give me some. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's hard. It is really hard. Go outside. Realize everyone is lying. You're on your own race. Ooh, I have a really good, like, I don't know the word. This, do you know what I'm talking about? This. Last night I was playing video games with my husband. I don't know what this big giant purple stain is on my chair either. Anyways, and I was trying to level up. We were playing Baldur's Gate 3. I was trying to level up my character, but by trying to compare myself, because I was like, hey, why do all the other characters have like 100 and something health and I only have 70? What the heck? So then I tried to level my character up, and by trying to do that, I actually ended up with less health than when I started. And I was like, that's what I get for trying to compare myself to people. That's what happens when you compare yourself to people. You compare yourself to them, and then you start trying to emulate them, and then you end up with less than what you had originally. Aw, man. Swiper, no swiping. Okay. What is one lesson you had to learn the hard way? I learned this recently, very recently. I would even say like in the last month or two. You cannot trust people. You cannot trust people. And it's sad. It genuinely makes me so sad that I had to come to that realization, because I really trust people, and I really want the best for people, and I think the best of people, and I assume the best of people, and I'm like, of course, like, people are gonna people gonna people. That's my favorite saying. Whenever, like, I feel like I cured my road rage because I just started saying, people gonna people. People gonna people. What are you gonna do about it? I truly love people so much. Just seeing humans experience life is just like, it's so wholesome. And realizing that sometimes people are not good, and a lot of times they lie for no reason. You can't trust people. You can trust yourself. Hopefully you can trust your support system if you have a good one. I know you can't always trust your support system. That's why I'm saying hopefully you can if you have a really good one. I can. Outside of that, you cannot trust people. You cannot trust people. Even when, as a neurodivergent baddie, this has been really difficult for me to come to terms with. Even when they say to your face, don't trust it. They're probably lying to you. Why would they lie to my face? Exactly. Yeah, that's a hard one. I'm still learning that one. Yeah, that's a toughie. Okay, what's something women need to stop feeling guilty about? Putting yourself first. There's this song by Kristen Teebs. I have this whole playlist. I've tried to link it in the description. It does not work for some reason. I don't know why. It's on Spotify. If I could ever figure it out, I will post the link. I don't have any songs on it. I also learned that when I tell people in LA, oh, I have a playlist, I'm just like trying to share uplifting music, but people think that I'm trying to sell them something, which is weird. I don't know. I'm just trying to share love and light, for real, for real. I just want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to feel joy, and this is something that brings me joy, and so I want to share it with you guys. But there's a song on there that is called First, and it's like, bam, bam, ba-dum, bam, 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 ba-dum. I put myself first. My needs matter. I got myself. I'm enough. Yeah, I put myself first. It is a banger. Certified banger. That song has gone triple platinum in the Steen household. 100%. I put myself first. Bam, bam, bum, 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 ba-da. Whenever I'm feeling down about myself, back to the question about how to feel or how to rebuild confidence after someone makes you question your worth, I listen to that playlist. I really do. Whenever I'm feeling like, oh, I'm so down right now, or like when I don't book a role I really wanted, I listen to that playlist and I'm like, oh yeah, my life is good, baby. What are we stressing about? Life is good. Life is objectively good. Why are we sad? That part. Put yourself first. Women need to put themselves first. And I don't mean like be selfish, but also be selfish. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Okay, this is the second to last question. This video is like 35 minutes long. And my groceries are almost here. What perfect timing. Would you rather disappoint your family or disappoint yourself? Fuck them, bitches! That is a mantra that my mom taught me when I was 10. Fuck them, bitches! That's my answer to that question. Okay, this is the last question. I did such a good job, you guys. Look at me staying on topic. Oh my God. If someone only changes after you leave, would you go back? That's a hard one. That's a really hard one because your natural instinct, I feel, well, for me as a lover girl, my natural instinct is to give them another chance. So I'm like, aw, like, you're trying. You're trying now. You're doing the thing that I told you that I wanted you to do for 3 years. And now that I finally had my final straw and enforced my firm boundaries, oh, you're trying. Oh my God. Yeah, no. Does that sound stupid to you? It is. Yeah. Yeah. I have like, I don't know why, like, I'm tired. I'm not even that tired. Like, I don't know what's going on. My face. Really, it's because I'm like 3 days before my women's things, and so I'm being really hard and critical of myself. Anyways, back to the question. I feel like if they change after you leave, you coming back is going to make them go back to who they were before you left. Maybe you leaving was the catalyst for them becoming who they needed to be for their journey on earth. You did your job. This lady's talking outside my door. I think she's delivering my groceries. You did your job. Your job in that scenario is to just be yourself, to try to get them. You can't get people to change, but you can like inspire change in people. Sometimes walking away is the catalyst that helps people say, I do need to change. And then they do, but you going back would make them go back, you know? You have to keep going forward. It's hard, and you probably really want to. You're probably like, oh, but like, it's okay. Like they're trying. No, mama. No, mama. You gotta let them go. It's hard. It's hard. But if they were meant for you and they were supposed to stay in your life, they would have given you what you needed when you were still there. And on that note, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or anything at all, if you have questions that I didn't answer here, if you have questions that I did answer here, let me know down in the comments below. I really enjoy helping people, and this is like the best way that I feel like I can help people right now is just sharing my opinion about things, but like, I don't know, answering any questions that you guys might have. I was talking to my cousin a few weeks ago, and she's actually the one who inspired me to make this video. So if you ever watch this video, I love you. Yeah, to the rest of you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Like this video. If you got to this end, if you got to the end of the video and you didn't, I'm tired of talking. Thank you for watching. Bye.